What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is the Rapl. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Keen Regulate. The map is Tundra, and I feel like we do have to have some sort of introduction here because, well, look, the real crux of the matter is that I don't actually know if this is Keen Regulate or if it's not, but he is doing something very, very strange here. He's chucked everyone over onto gold here at the start of this game, and he has delayed his hunting dogs. But this is a nickname of a very, very old expert player. I believe he was playing around 2010. Maybe even earlier than 2010 in the top 20 way back then on ESO servers. And I believe he was a Norse player where that's concerned. And being a top 20 player playing Norse on ESO meant you were a ridiculously good Age of Mythology player because Norse was a little bit difficult to play back then. You had things like set shifting sand, stealing 3 of your villages and an ox cart at 4 minutes into the game was a strategy which was relatively well exploited back in 2010, 2011. You had the Zeus Athena rush, which was, I mean, the defense wasn't really as solid for the Norse players back then, but you also had a ridiculously strong late game with like Bellerophon with 5-second jump, 100 damage per attack and things like that. As there was just a whole bunch of different shenanigans which Norse players had to kind of deal with, and if you could get through that and win games, you were a god amongst men. But I don't know if this is actually him or if it's not. We're going to call him Regulate and just say that that's the way it is, and we'll see how things are going to go here. Now, Rapl is playing the Zeus, and he is looking like he's doing a very standard build. Now, there has been a little bit of innovation, to say the very least, of late. So some of you might be aware of the 402 Athena rush, which I've been utilizing on high hunt spawns. So when you get access to around 900 food, you can do a 402 advance. However, since the advent of Squash saying, look, I like that build, what is he doing? You can actually get away with throwing one villager of your starting 3 onto gold and just having that one villager on gold gather all of your 100 gold and drop your temple for you and get 2 granaries up, which means you don't need that 900 food anymore. You can get away with 600 food spawn and do that 402 advance time going on to a second hunt patch, which is really, really fun, exciting, and good. And still have all of the benefits that you otherwise would have had. But this is an old build here from Rapl. An old, tried but true, gold, good build. And we're probably going to be seeing Athena here. It's very, very difficult to make Hermes work in this matchup. As we can see a sacrificial goat there. I think Rapl is role-playing just a little bit too seriously here in this game. He kills the goat and he just leaves it there. He just leaves it there to rot. As we move over onto Regulate's base over here, you can see he's already got 5 dwarves out. He's getting a second temple down. He's got 8 villagers on food at this point. He's got double ox cart, 8 villagers on food, and 1 villager on wood. What is this build here from Keen Regulate? This is a very, very unique build, to say the very least. He's going to throw this temple down. He's going to get a second house up. He's going to start putting the pressure on. Honestly, this reminds me a little bit of a very, very old Age of Mythology King game. AOM King, if you're not aware of who he is, he was a vanilla expert back in like 2006. We've got a bit of a history lesson here for you guys on this day. But King was a guy who just never lost on vanilla, and he came over onto Titans and found himself playing against Loki players that would do this opening, and they would be able to attack him before his build started just started getting going, and they would find a really, really big advantage against his opponent here. As you can see, the military academy going down, the archery range going down, and the Herser are on their way already trying to find some sort of damage moving forward here. But we'll see how this is going to go for Regulate, as he's still he's going to have a very delayed Hall of Thanes here, but he's going to have a lot of Herser out in the early stages of the game. As the Herser coming in, they do spot the villager on that military academy as the Odysseus is going to be coming out. The Jason is already out here as the Minotaur looks like it's trying to come down onto that troll over here, as the troll does turn around, going to start throwing those stones here. I would have liked to have seen a bolt there onto one of those Herser, as we see a wooden wall segment getting dropped there by Regulate, as he is going for the mass abuse there, as the Herser retreats back, keeping that one alive beautifully. Also retreating the troll back just out of range, just barely out of range of Odysseus. That is some pristine micro if I've ever seen it there by Keen Regulate, as the Toxodia getting damaged as well. The troll getting a little bit caught out there, and it will end up going down, as the Herser are going to be pulling all the way back home. As you can see, those 9 dwarves coming up onto the gold tier. Generally speaking, we see the dwarves now starting to come onto a different location, maybe over onto the Caribou or into something else here. As the healing spring is down, the village is finishing up over here, as it looks like Rapl is now ready to start going. But you can see, look at this thing. This is the thing that happens when you go for a 430 advance. You just end up with 200 food-ish in the bank. And the best way to spend that food is actually to just simply get in this matchup, is to just simply get yourself this upgrade Olympic parentage. So if you do go for that 430, you definitely should be thinking about getting Olympic parentage here. It gives your heroes an absurd bonus in terms of HP. It's plus 25% HP. Definitely worth grabbing that one. Thank you for the 6 months. Schism. Appreciate you, my friend. Anyways, we'll see what Regulate's going to do. He's now moving villagers over onto wood here. He's sending dwarves over onto wood, actually, in order to get himself that Hall of Thanes. It's now 6 minutes and 33 seconds into the game here. He's got tons of these Herser back home searching around. He still doesn't have that Hall of Thanes. 4.62 speed, though. Still going to be faster than those, or just a little bit slower than the Hoplites, actually, but faster than those Toxotes, so technically faster than the army. As the Herser do come in, they will be retreating away, keeping his units alive ever so slightly, as Rapl is just going to be sitting, playing defensive here. Now, there are a couple of ideas here for Zeus in this matchup to find victories. Idea number one is to just mass your army up completely up to full population, throw down an armory, get yourself medium hoplites, copper mail, all that other stuff, and you just push once you're at full population. Your opponent will probably be heroic age, and your idea is that you can win against that flaming weapons with restoration, bolt, and those upgrades. The other option is to just full out aggressive attack and just sit in your base and eat the animals where that's concerned. As you can see, look at the building placement here from Rapl. I love that building placement. He's making his base very, very defensive where that's concerned. As now we see Hall of Thanes coming through, those villages can get pulled off of wood now and come back over onto food if you so chooses. Get husbandry and all the other stuff there. A very, very interesting take on Loki. It's very different to say like the Gaboo style of Loki, where he rushes out that Hall of Thanes in order to get raiding a lot earlier. As we do see the sentry tower getting targeted down. The Hertz are going to be looking to try and sneak through the base here, breaking down this wall over here, opening the base up just a little bit. As Rapl here, he's not really reacting to that. The units coming out onto the map here. We've got 10 Hertz here. The Hall of Thanes still not quite through. So Regulate, now the Hall of Thanes is through. So now he can take this fight. Beautiful micro over here by Regulate, trying to keep his Hertz alive. Doesn't quite manage to do so, as the Hertz are coming in onto those Dawn Axemen nicely over there. They're turning around, starting to get that damage done. Nice micro yet again by Regulate. There's the restoration getting thrown down, trying to keep his Jason alive on this one here, as Regulate does retreat back into his main base over here. We do see the hoplite over here trying to defend on this location as Regulate retreats back over here, as it looks like he's actually leaving this gold mine for a little bit. He leaves 600. I love that play. He leaves 648 gold there. As Rapl is going to push in and spot this. We see the Ursa trying to repair that back up. They're not going to be able to repair that back up here at this point, as the Ursa is still searching around for something to attack here, as Watchtowers does come through. But the reason I love this play is because Restoration was used, chances are you're completely fine to just sit over there on that gold mine. And if you're not, then you can just pull back into your main base and then mine that gold for a little bit later and be in a much, much better position. As the Valkyrie spawn coming through, beautiful micro here from Regulators, abusing that infinite HP on the moving Hearse there versus those Toxotes. I say infinite HP, but dodging of arrows as the Hearse are chasing down these units here. I love this play as well here from Regulate. He is running rings around Rapl at this point, as Rapl is slowly but surely getting close to that max population here, but Rapl doesn't know where to use his army at this point. If Rapl pushes over here, pushes off this gold mine, forces the dwarves back into the home base, then he's got a better chance here, but he's not going for that here. He doesn't know where the hunt is either. These villagers just happily gathering food on this location, and as Rapl is an Odin player, I'm surprised he doesn't see the benefit of simply just making a Pegasus at this point, and it's scouting around. I mean, if he just did this, he would be able to know to move over there, and it looks like the units are now making their way up onto this position, potentially going to spot those villagers over there, but I imagine Regulate, he's throwing his armory down. He is ready to go to the next stage. He's got a lot of gold in the bank. He pulls villagers. I love this. He pulls villagers off the gold mine over here onto the Aurochs. He's completely happy with taking the L on that, on the efficiencies, just so that he makes sure he gets the right amount of food income to get to the next age here, as his villagers have been caught out. The Hearser are around on this location over here. They do pick off a villager on this position here. He could move over and take this fight, but not going to be going for it. The other thing is he can get himself upgrades, and he's getting them as well. He's getting himself the copper shields here. I would have liked to see copper mail straight away, but not going for that just yet. Rapl does have his own armory here himself. Does he have any upgrades? Not just yet, as the Hearser over here has got mass Hearser, and mass Hearser are just so absurdly strong against this army that Rapl has made. Rapl could consider getting himself the spear upgrade from Athena. I can't really remember what it's called. If we check here, it's called Sarissa. He could get Sarissa to boost his hoplites armor as well, but he's not going to go for that just yet, as the Hearse are retreating back, and now they've got that pierce armor, and that's a minus 15 vulnerability to pierce there. It's not minus 10. It's so much stronger for the Hearse than, or for the Norse heroes, and just for heroes in general, than it is for everything else. So it's super worth it to get those upgrades when you're playing as Loki and playing as anyone abusing those heroes. As we see the units retreating or moving around here, looking for something to attack the villagers over here. It's just very sneakily chopping down that wood line there. He's going to get away with that, but it's very, very sneaky to do that, as the Hearse retreat, moving back over onto this location. They do spot the villagers over here, as Rapl has to pull back ever so slightly, making sure he doesn't lose any, but he does just kind of get baited there. He pulled away and was completely safe, but we do see one villager going down, as the Hearse just retreat, no problems where that's concerned, as now Rapl says time to get some raids over onto this location, but we've already seen Bragi clicked up here, as the dwarves are going to be retreating back here. We'll see if there can be any sort of path blockage happening here from Rapl, but the hoplites are just a little bit too small to get the path blockage here, as the dwarves will make it back into the main base, as we see this army getting caught out over here. Beautiful fight here by Regulators. We do see a bolt getting shot down onto one of those Valkyrie, but he probably should have held onto that, as Bragi's on the way. Bolting a battle boar is much, much more value here, as the hoplite coming in. How many hoplite does Rapl have on this location here is the big question. He's got himself 9 hoplite, which is probably not enough to tear that town center down in time here, as the units here continuing to get chased down. The Hearser coming around onto the front here, could get a building block or anything else. It looks like he's just going to move straight in here, gets the surround on those units, gets tons more damage done, gets another Valkyrie spawn there to boot there, just to add insult to injury. As the hoplites moving in over here, the dwarves pulling off. We see all the villagers on this gold mine over here, as Regulate realizes it's time to make battle boar here, ladies and gentlemen. He can also grab a second town center if he so chooses. He could go to the mythic age. He could do whatever he wants where that's concerned, as the Hearse are now going to start retreating back, trying to catch out those units over on this position here. As Rapl here, he is trying his darndest to get to the next age. He still doesn't have any upgrades here. He didn't get Sarissa. He didn't get anything. We're going to see this temple going down, but there is a second temple over here, as now the gold mine is expired. side on this location, but the temple's not quite going to go down as the units now getting back in onto this position. Let's check out the armor upgrades. Still no extra upgrades here for Regulate. Is he getting any coming through? No, he's not. But we will be seeing the army now going to be sitting in on this position, trying to defend this as best as they possibly can, get as much value as they can. A little bit of a 300 action here, wedging the Toxotes in onto the forest over here. As all of the villagers now moving over here, they do find themselves some hunt on that location where that's concerned. But these hoplites and these Toxotes are all going to get taken down, and another Valkyrie spawn does come through here. This has been absolutely huge for Rapl here. All these Valkyries just add to the pressure. Einherjar are great, Trolls are great, but Valkyries are what you want in this matchup, as the Valkyries are going to sit here, clean up the remainder of those Toxotes, and now Regulator is going to be searching for a gold mine to hit. But we do see Rapl being very cheeky in that corner over there, going to be grabbing that. We also see Regulate being super cheeky in this corner over here, grabbing that gold mine as well. As we see Dionysus now coming through for Rapl as he realizes he needs access to the Hypaspist, and he needs access to the Hypaspist now. The farm's set up in true Rapl style. He is utilizing the granaries as best as he can, and I must commend him for trying, but I'm sure there could have been a farm being put here. No, there can't be. There's no farm being able to put here. Never mind. It's fine. Whatever. It can be hard to place farms when you're building your base like this. But now the battle ball coming in, going to be searching for this town center. 3 battle ball on this town center over here. There are 2 heroes here, I should say, that can come in and take out these battle ball as the villagers going to be repairing this one back up. We do see the battle ball going to be retreating away as Regulate is searching around the map, and he has indeed found this gold mine over here. We see a town center coming up as well for Regulate. Do we see a market just yet? Not just yet, but he is ready to go to the next age as well behind all of this, and he still has access to his flaming weapons. But we will be seeing Rapl having access to a bronze, but he doesn't have any gold. He has 0 gold at this point. He's got tons of farms, 0 gold. He's got the barracks, 2 barracks here to spam out those Hypaspists when it comes to it, but no gold means no chance here, as all those villagers on this corner are going to get taken down. We see a marker getting dropped here for Regulate. I imagine we're probably going to be seeing him go through Hell here. Hell generally against Greek is the better option, just because you get access to a Nidhogg, which is very hard to deal with just one archer hero. Not only that, you get access to those meaty fire giants, which then also means that Rapl is going to be wanting to try his darndest to get through to the Mythic Age here himself. As you can see, these hoplites trying to take down this town center as fast as they possibly can. That town center is targeting down the Odysseus as well, so not going to be losing any real units here at all, as that does go down. Nice play here from Rapl, as the villagers do have to retreat off of that gold mine. I think maybe, just maybe, the best option here for Rapl is to just chop down wood here and then sell the wood and try and get to the Mythic Age here himself to get Hera. If he can get to Lightning Storm, then he'll have access to not only a Bellerophon, but also a Medusa to deal with all the fire giant that he'll be coming, and maybe he's going to be in a decent position where that's concerned. But he's going to continue to try and get over onto this gold mine as Heracles comes through. He's going to start dealing with this one over here with a Hursa battle ball, making the move over here. They are very, very quick here to get onto this one, disallowing any gold here for Rapl moving forward in this game here, as the villager over here going to get taken down. We do see the battle ball coming in. Can he get a special ability here? Oh, a bit of a misclick. I would have thought special ability, fling the villagers back, and then fling the villagers back again. As do we see a hill fort there from Regulate? Yes. Oh no, it's a temple. Okay, well, I mean, that's just for the fire giant. You could delete these 2 temples here and then get the fire giant out of this location and be in a really good position. But is he going to do that? He does do that. So the temple will spawn a fire giant over here straight onto the battlefield, as now the battle ball is starting to take down the town center over here, as Rapl still struggling for everything here, as bronze does come down. We do see the fire giant. We see the Nidhogg coming in. Look at that damage there onto the Toxotes as the Nidhogg spawns. Those Toxotes are going to absolutely melt here. So that splash damage there from the Nidhogg. We do see the Odysseus getting a little bit of damage done onto this Nidhogg, but this is looking very much like game over here for Rapl. 0 town centers. He has found a gold mine over here as he shanks down that shield, that Valkyrie over there. But now there's fire giants coming in. The Hurts come through to deal with the Odysseus, and Rapl does decide to tap out here as Regulate shows how absurdly strong Loki can be in this matchup. What an incredible game here by Regulate. The micro was just on another level here in this one. It kind of felt a little bit like a StarCraft player was here playing, because he was just all over it for the entirety of this game. Rapl having a little bit of a problem here in this game. I think if Rapl had a Pegasus out and maybe realized exactly where he needed to send his army, he probably could have gotten a little bit more damage done. But unfortunately here in this game, he just couldn't get that damage done. He didn't realize this gold mine was getting grabbed so early, and it was just a difficult time there for Rapl in this game, but a beautiful play nonetheless by Regulate. You can see how absurdly far ahead he is. 72 units killed to 30, and not only that, everyone's like, man, Loki economy is so weak. Loki economy is so weak. Look at this. I mean, he was behind at this point when everything is equal before the units stop gathering. But look at this. He catches up, but not only that, he also gets all those myth unit spawns. So you have to account for the fact that if I'm behind in resources by 2,000, and I've had like 15 myth unit spawns, then I'm actually in front by 2,000. So that's the story where that's concerned. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.